I'm Alexandra and welcome back to my channel. Today it's finally time to do my wrap-up of March. It's late, but honestly I just wasn't in the mood to review the books I finished in March. So now it is the time, even though it's like already the second week of April, but anyways. In March I did finish 7 books, which is honestly not a lot, but I've read some very big books, you'll see. And also I was very busy with school, so didn't have time to read that much. That being said, on the 7 books, I did read 2 books from the library, including 1 audiobook, and the rest were all part of my very big pile of books that I want to read, that I own. So we'll go in order of which book I finished. So first book I finished in March was this one. It's Nothing to Lose by Lee Child. This is a thriller that I started in 2024, just never finished it because, I don't know, I was not in the mood to read this, and I had the audiobook, but it just took forever. So anyways, I did manage to finish this. I was like flip-flopping between the physical book and the audiobook. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. It's just, I don't know, it was not the kind of thriller that I want to read. So anyways, yeah, basically I said that I just couldn't get into the story. I spent time between physical, audio, nothing was working, and for real I'm gonna forget about this book. I'm gonna keep it because it's orange, so very nice, but otherwise no. I gave this 2 stars. Then I finished a thriller that I actually enjoyed, that I gave, oopsie, I dropped book on the floor. So I gave 5 stars to this thriller. It is Blood Memory by Greg Iles. It's not the first time I've been reading Greg Iles, and I absolutely love him. So if you never read anything by him, you should, because it's very good. It was amazing. I don't know how to say anything else. Like, it was amazing. Anyways, in this book, we're following a different family from the books I've been reading with him, but in the same city. And while you're reading about this specific family, you also learn a bit more about the other family because they still live in the same city. I really love this. The story was very dark. It talks about essay, but on kids. I'm not gonna say there's a cat going crazy, but I'm not gonna say the full names of the things because I'm gonna get flagged on here. But yeah, it was very dark but also amazing, and I love the fact that it talked about that without getting into the specific things. It was mentioned and what were the repercussions of this, but they didn't go into details, which felt very good. So 5 stars, was amazing. Then I read a book in French called Les Désorientés by Amin Maalouf. I gave this 3 stars. Sadly, it's my least favorite book by Amin Maalouf. I have read a lot, but this one, I don't know, it just didn't work. So in this, you're following a group of friends after one of them passed away, and you're going through their lives and everything that changed, and them meeting again after all these years. But I don't know, I just didn't get into the story. It was a thick book, but it read pretty fast. So I mean, the writing was amazing as usual. It's just the story was not up to it for me. I've read better books by this writer, so unfortunately, but it's still a 3 stars. Then the only audiobook I've listened to during March was Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I got this from the library because I love getting my audiobooks from there, but I've only managed to reach 24%. It started super well, but I was enjoying everything. The story building, the characters, but there's a scene in an airplane that was very wrong, okay? The lady was married, and anyways, you don't do those kind of things with a stranger you meet on an airplane. No. Anyways, after that scene, I was like, this is weird. Do I want to keep reading this? Then I went on Goodreads to see what people were saying about this, and honestly, no, I don't think it was worth it. So just put it down at 24%. But then another 5 stars. This book is called Small Boat by Vincent Delacroix. I've read it in French, so Naufrage. And honestly, like, it talks about migrants. But this woman works for the Coast Guard in France. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. So she works for the Coast Guard in France, and she is helping people on sea. And one night there's a boat that just went down and everybody died, and it was migrants. I don't know how to pronounce them. I'll put the name right here. And during, like, when you're reading this book, you think about who's responsible for everything that's happening. And, like, it's just, like, everybody is responsible, but at the same time, no one is. So, anyways, this is part of the International Booker Prize. It was on the long list. I believe it's on the short list now. It was absolutely amazing. Honestly, I don't know about, like, the translation because I've read it in French, but, like, it was amazing. Just makes you think about so many things. Incredible. So that's the other library book that I've read during the month. Then let's move on to fantasy. I finished the month with 2 fantasy. Well, not finished because I read this the whole month. It's The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is like 800 pages and it's very big pages. And the thing is, it's a fantasy with dragons. I didn't realize that because otherwise I would never have tried to read this because I don't enjoy fantasy with dragons. But I had it, so I read it. I mean, the thing is, the first part was not that good for me. I just didn't, like, I wasn't getting anywhere with this. Like, it was just boring and I kept reading, but, like, I had no fun. Then at one point I read, like, for 2 or 3 hours in a row this book. So I was able to get a little bit more into the story, but still, it just didn't work for me. I mean, the last part was better for sure. Like, I would say the first part for me was like 1 star. The second part was maybe 4 stars. But, like, I'm not gonna read anything by Samantha Shannon again, I think, because I just didn't enjoy the writing and it just wasn't for me. I still gave this 3 stars because, like, the ending was good, but the rest of the book, no. But anyways, I'm glad I finished it because it was a very big book. Then the other fantasy I read during the month was Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. This is book 4 of the Stormlight Archives, and I've enjoyed the first trilogy, like, a lot. I enjoyed it. It was good. And I came into this book after reading book 2 and 3 of Mistborn, which I absolutely loved. I think they are my favorite books by Brandon Sanderson. So I went into this with high expectations. The writing was good, the story building was good, everything was good, but just for whatever reason I didn't get into the story. And before you mention it, like, I did listen to recaps of the first 3 books before starting this, just to make sure I was in the right world with the right characters and I remember what happened in the first 3 books. So I did that before starting this. But I don't know, it just didn't work. I mean, it's still not bad. I still enjoyed myself. I still think Brandon Sanderson is amazing. And I'm very excited to read my next book in this challenge because, like, it was good. I gave it 3.75 stars. I usually don't do, like, half stars and whatever. But I think it's worth more than 3 stars. But also, I gave the third Mistborn book a 4 star. And I don't think it's quite there. So, sorry, cats are fighting. Anyways, so it was not that bad. It's just, I don't know. Also, it was very long. It's like 1,300 pages. And if you read Brandon Sanderson, you know it's amazing, but also very hard to read. So, I don't know. But still. Anyway, so 7 books, which was a small month, to be honest. Like, it's the 9th of April, and I've already read more than 7 books. So, anyways, I mean, still 7 books is better than nothing. So, very happy, also very happy to have read some books that are very big and very scary, and I'm excited to see how many books I will be able to read in April. So thank you for watching. The cat. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye!